Hey, my legion, how y'all doing today? Uh, I'll fix my hair. I'm here to review one of the brand new shows on Fox's Sunday night lineup. There's two shows. I'm going to review this first one first. I got some other stuff I got to do, and now I'll review the other one later tonight. I got a snack review right in the middle of it, so I'll be putting all three videos up tonight. And I was planning on watching this when it premiered Sunday night, but I was like really zonked out. I went to sleep. I was tired. I didn't even finish watching the rest of The Simpsons. I went to bed early Sunday night. Well, anyways, the first one is called Cooper Barrett's Guide to Surviving Life. I had to write it down because it's uh, one of the least memorable titles of a TV show. I kept screwing up the name Cooper Barrett because I remember Wade Barrett from WWE, or kept wanting to say Sid Barrett, but Cooper Barrett, it just doesn't stick in my mind, So I'm glad I wrote it down. I still probably would screw up the title. I got Guide to Surviving Life, just the guy's name. Well, anyways, basically, this guy talks about being out of high school, and he puts all these different scenarios. He in all these situations, he said, "Well, this is what not to do to avoid being in this situation," or something like that. And the first one was called "Surviving Your Lovable Jackass." And basically, whenever the weird thing about the show is, it's only a half hour long, and it seems rushed. It seems like there was like an hour long show, or maybe a 75-minute show, and they cut everything down because it looked really quick how they were trying to introduce all the characters in there. And they spoke real fast. You had to really pay attention to what they were saying. And the characters weren't really very interesting at all, and they weren't that funny. However, the situation was very interesting about them getting this brand new TV, and these guys stole it. And this one guy gets pissed off, and he goes to try to bring it back. And it's weird because the story takes place over like 4 years. It happened in 2011, and then the guy steals it in 2013, and then the guy finds the star, the Cooper Barrett, to help steal the TV in 2015. And I mean, it's not really that funny, but the story's interesting enough to at least keep me interested in maybe watching another episode. Characters are very bland. The humor's not very funny, but I mean, I liked the situation. It kept me interested. So I'd probably give it 6.5 out of 10. If the characters are more interesting or more likable or more memorable, then maybe it'd be a little higher. But for right now, 6.5 out of 10. I'll definitely check it out a second time and see what happens then. It's right after The Simpsons, unless they change the time slot, because they got two season replacement shows. Because the original Sunday lineup was Simpsons, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Family Guy, Last Man on Earth. Now, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, thankfully, is moving to Tuesday night because I was kind of getting tired of that show. It just kept repeating the same jokes over and over again. And Last Man on Earth is sadly is on hiatus until springtime, I think. So I mean, it'll be good. I mean, I assume they're taking a break from a show like what they do the same with Walking Dead, because it looks like it's kind of expensive to produce. It's not your traditional comedy, just like Cooper Barrett's not your traditional comedy. But I mean, Last Man on Earth is a million times better because the characters are more interesting and it's funnier. Even though the situation is still interesting, but Cooper Barrett could be a lot better. And also, it reminds me of a show that, with the guy's name, it says his, la la la. It reminds me of a show that I remember back in 1990 or 91. It came on Fox Sunday night called Parker Lewis Can't Lose. I know me and my roommate, some of the other guys in the barracks in Fort Bragg loved that show. That was a great show. I loved that because, and then I remember telling someone about it in Fort Detrick, Maryland, and he said it's just said it's a ripoff of the Ferris Bueller. But I love the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Don't get me wrong, but the TV show they did on that was kind of lame. This was a much better TV show. But Ferris Bueller's Day Off was an awesome movie. But like I said, 6.5 out of 10 for Cooper Barrett's Guide to Surviving Life. See, I had to write it down because I probably would have made a mistake right there. See. And then I'll probably be reviewing this movie. I did Mordecai, Bordertown. I had to write down Mordecai so I got the spelling right when I did the review of that Sunday. So There you have it for Cooper Barrett's Guide to Surviving Life. It's okay. It's interesting enough to watch a second episode. Just the characters aren't that interesting, and the humor seemed it seemed really forced. Somewhat to get you into these characters seemed real forced, but the story ended up being really good. So until next time, everybody, please take care of my legion.